Hello and welcome back to Brentford Fan TV. I'm Ben.
And I'm Freddie, and this is our post-match reaction to the Man United 4-3 win.
And yeah, I got to start by saying that is probably one of the best games I've seen at the G-Tech. Maybe this season, but also
Up there for this season, definitely.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've seen
we saw the 4-0 win. Yeah,
I think, yeah. I mean, obviously a 4-3 win's great against Man United, but I'm not going to pretend that they weren't playing a second team. Bruno didn't even come on. I mean, Højlund, he's not much of a threat, but he didn't even touch the pitch. And so, yeah, and also we dominated the game. I would say the win slightly tainted by the two late goals.
Yeah, it was.
I found a bit odd by Thomas Frank because he just took off basically a whole midfield and put on Thiago and Nunes.
So we had a front four.
Yeah, it was a
with like two midfielders, maybe even one at times.
Yeah, but it was just silly. Like the attack weren't really helping defend, and it just made it easy for them to get some goals back. Albeit one was a great long shot and one was a goalkeeping error. But anyway, I reckon we go from the top, and it started with a Mason Mount goal.
Yeah, and as you were saying, we dominated the game, and it came at a point out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, I found it funny.
Yeah.
I watched Match of the Day, and Mason Mount said, "Yeah, we started the game well and brightly." No, they didn't. They were awful. They started the game terribly. We were dominating for the first 5 minutes or whatever, and then they got one counter-attack. It was their first look at our goal, and they scored. So I'm not sure what he's on about.
I don't know either.
Yeah. But then from that point on, we just dominated the entire first half. It was a Michael Coyote throw-in, and then Damsgaard got the ball off a rebound, and then it came offshore in the end and went in as an own goal.
Yeah.
Not the prettiest of goals, but
no, it wasn't. But
we got us back in the game.
Yeah, I understand why it's an own goal, but I think it's great to see Damsgaard score.
Yeah, he doesn't get too many goals, Damsgaard, despite his incredible setup play. And then we made it 2-1 pretty easily not long after. It was a Sharda goal, and it was really poor from Man United. If you like, De Ligt went down injured. Fair enough, he was injured and he had to come off. But you saw Menu, Garnacho, some other players just completely switch off, and they didn't bring the defensive intensity that they would have normally brought. But we played to the whistle. People calling it unsportsmanship, lack of sportsmanship. I completely disagree. Play to the whistle.
Yeah.
De Ligt isn't going to die. It wasn't a head injury, and so we played to the whistle and we got the goal. And
it was also he wasn't anywhere near the play as well. He was sort of out of the way. We didn't play past him, but just and it was clear Man United were trying to call the ref to stop the game.
But that's not the rules.
Yeah, I know. It's play to the whistle.
Yep.
And if the ref hasn't given it straight away, they're not going to change. If they're a good ref, they're not going to change their mind at all if the opposition players are calling for it.
Yeah, the ref did the right thing. We did the right thing. Man United paid the price for not being alert enough. So we went in half-time 2-1 up, very deserved. And we're cruising, to be honest. But obviously, one goal isn't much of a lead.
Yeah.
And so, second half starts, and it's the exact same. We just dominated the whole half until the very end. Got the Sharda goal from Mbama cross.
And that, it was another good header. But that makes it his 10th goal of this season.
Incredible.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. I honestly think he scored about half his goals this season from headers. Yeah,
I can think of at least 3.
The 2 that day, Crystal Palace away.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more.
Probably one of his goals against Leicester was.
I don't actually know. But honestly, yeah. For someone who is struggling in front of goal, I'd say, especially in confidence, getting the ball down under control, he's on 10 goals for the season.
Yeah.
A lot of strikers don't do that. A lot of household name strikers don't even just struggle with 10 goals a season. So got to give it to him. Of course, now Mbama and Wisso are also on 18 goals.
Yeah.
And we're the first team in the Premier League this season to have 10 players with over 10 goals. 3 players with over 10 goals. And we're the third team in Europe this season to have 3 players with over 10 goals. The others being Barcelona and Bayern Munich. And so we're in good company.
Yeah, we joined an elusive club. of great goal scoring clubs. But yeah, other than that, we continued forward, and we got a fourth through Wissa.
It's a beautiful goal. Michael Coyote getting up on that right wing.
Yeah.
I mean, Coyote, he was for me man of the match. I know Shard got 2 goals, but for me, Coyote was man of the match.
He was incredible. Defensive work, and then going forward as well.
I don't think he got beaten all game.
No, I don't think so.
I think he had 1 misplaced pass all game. He was one of the players with the most touches. He's confident. He tried to take on players. I thought sometimes he was a bit too eager to maybe take on a player, but he always won the ball back the one time he did lose it. And so, honestly, I think we struck gold with Coyote.
Yeah,
we've done it again.
It's also refreshing to see an actual player is a right back playing at right back.
Oh,
because other than Aaron Hickey, he's been injured all season. We've had
for the last 2 seasons.
The last 2 seasons as well. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's been the season before, but yeah, it's good to see someone who's comfortable going forwards.
Yeah.
And good defensively.
And it's such an improvement. I mean, Aya has been good at right back. Vandenberg at the start of the season was alright at right back.
Yeah.
But it's such an improvement on them, such an improvement on Roslev. And Coyote, his incredible form and play, it improves Mbermo as well so much. Because I feel like start of the season, Mbermo, he was popping off, he was playing incredibly. But quickly teams started to figure him out, just double up. Don't let him in on his left foot, things like that. But since Coyote's come in, and he made a few appearances off the bench when he first joined us, then he got injured. Since he's been back the last 5 games, he's been incredible. He's making life hard for the fullbacks, and so that just gives Mbermo more room to work with and get goals and assists, and it's working so well.
Yeah, and again, back to the goal, it was a great bit of vision for him and Jensen to see Jensen pass it through to him, and then most people thought he should have shot, and then he passed it to Wissa, and it's created his first assist for the club.
And, many more to come.
Yeah.
And then, we're 4-1 up, we're absolutely cruising. Thomas Frank decides, as we said, to bring on some young players, some players coming back from injury, Nunes, Thiago, but he leaves us very unbalanced in the team.
Yeah.
And it gives United a bit of a chance. Garnacho scores a good goal. Amad Diallo scores a questionable goal in terms of the goalkeeping, straight through Flecken's legs from a shot outside the box. We'll just move on. This was like Flecken of the start of last season. But, at the end of the day, it's 3 points, and that's all that I'm really bothered about.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, Thiago and Nunes coming on, it was refreshing to see them play. They were giving it their all as well. I remember a key moment, Gustavo Nunes, great time, slide tackle, winning the ball back, eager to play, eager to get the ball back. And Thiago's a bit the same, albeit he was a little bit. Yeah, his touch wasn't as great, but as for how long any player like that has been out, as long as he has, it's going to be a bit difficult to just start up. But next season we'll see him full firing.
Definitely. And can I bring up one player who I forgot to even mention when we spoke about the game earlier? Yehor Yarmouk. He's been incredible recently.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, only about 3 games ago, I was saying to people, I don't know why Yarmouk's starting over Jan out. He's not really good enough. He's played about 40 games for us, a lot of them being bench appearances, but, I don't even know if he's got more than 1 assist in those 40 games. And so, I've always been of the opinion, he's just not good enough for Yarmouk. Last 3 games, I will eat my words. He's been incredible.
Yeah.
I just can't fault him right now. I thought it was great against United, and he just fit in so well.
Yeah, and he's very eager to play. He wants to win that ball back, and and he does everything a midfielder should do.
And I think it's just his development. His development recently has been so good. He looks stronger as well on the pitch.
Yeah.
He looks like a Premier League player. Before he looked slightly uncertain, but he's putting in great performances, sort of as a number 8 who can keep the ball, pass it around defensively, put in some defensive work. But getting forward, he's good, and it seems like another piece of great business by the club.
Yeah.
What, $1,500,000 we probably got him for 2 years ago. Joined the B team last season. He made a lot of sub appearances. This season he's now starting towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm over the moon for him.
Yeah, and we were speaking earlier about Cowday. Now let's shift over to the left and talk about Rico Henry's return.
Rico. It's absolutely brilliant to see him back.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we saw him briefly back, sort of around January, but to see him back now against Nottingham Forest away, he came on. He had an entire half, and he didn't look out of place. Came on again today. It gave Keno Potter the opportunity to have 10 minutes at left wing, which has been what he hasn't been able to do recently because he's been playing left back.
Yeah.
But it was great to see Rico Henry back. One of the core players from the Championship, and our first few seasons.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say, next game KLP still starts at left back. What do you mean?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
He's been absolutely incredible.
I think he's done great.
And Rico Henry's been out for over a year. I know, apart from that brief stint.
Yeah.
So obviously he needs a lot of time to get back to match fitness and Premier League level. But Keno Potter is playing as one of the best left backs in the league right now.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, he is. I mean, also, what I find interesting is Thomas Tuchel's in the crowd that day. And so, hey, if he's watching Keno Potter, he needs to understand the levels that Keno brings to us and how he is the future of England left back or left wing back. Because Tuchel likes to play a back five sometimes.
Yeah. I think Lewis Potter would do better left wing back than he does left back.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He definitely would, yeah.
But
give him more opportunity to go forward.
Yeah.
And actually show that attacking.
I'll be honest, there weren't many players on the pitch that Tuchel really could have been watching.
Yeah, there was like Mount and Shaw. Maguire
got subbed on, and mainly who started. I'll be honest, he was probably just at our game because he wanted to be at Chelsea-Liverpool later, and he might as well go to us and then make the short trip over to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So that was probably the plan. He probably left 10 minutes early from the game to get to the Chelsea game on time, but
we don't know though.
No, well, that's probably what he did, but hopefully, he's seen the levels of KLP, and we'll see him soon for England.
Yeah, I hope we will. Yeah, or at least. Yeah, to be honest, other than Rico and Lewis Potter, we don't. Other than them, we got Ben Mee, who is the only other English player.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, especially around the first team. But speaking of Brentford players going international, the European charge is on. We're sat ninth right now, above Fulham, above Brighton, and 1 point behind Bournemouth. And I honestly think we could get Europe right now.
It's looking very likely. I think, we kind of need Bournemouth to lose and us to win our games.
Well, I think
we got pretty good fixtures.
I know we have good fixtures. I'll just quickly check on my phone right now the Bournemouth fixtures.
Oh, no, Bournemouth, they've got Villa, Man City, and then one easy game.
Well, there we go. I won't check them. You've said it for me. We've got the easier games. If they lose they could only get 3 points in their last 3 games. We've got Ipswich away. We should win that.
They're relegated already, so...
They're already down. They've got injured players. They've got missing players. We should win that. Then Fulham at home. That is so must win, because winning that would stop Fulham from getting Europe and cement us probably finishing above them.
And also it would be amazing to last home game of the season to beat Fulham. That atmosphere would be crazy.
And so going into the last game of the season, we could be in 8th spot, and it would be Wolves away. Very tricky place to go. Wolves are in great form right now.
Yeah.
They've got some good players playing well. But if we're going into that game in 8th place and winning would secure Europe, then it's all to play for. It's our cup final of the season.
Yeah.
Of course, 8th place gets Europe Conference League this season. But if Crystal Palace win the FA Cup, they get the Conference League spot. And so we just... Man City should beat Palace.
They should,
being realistic. So that could get us Europe.
Yeah.
And we're both going to be there, and it would be absolutely insane.
It would be amazing, yeah. And all of this, all of the possibilities Europe is possible because of our last 2 results, where we beat Brighton.
Last 3,
yeah.
Brighton, Forest, and United. We're 3 wins on the trot, 5 games unbeaten, including Chelsea draw and an Arsenal draw.
Yeah.
We're one of the 4 teams of the league right now.
Yeah, and it was great to win at Brighton because we were below them. Now we're above them, which is great.
I think that game brought us within 2 points of them.
Yes.
And then we won again against Forest. That was the hardest game of the last 5 of the season. And now we've beaten United. It's genuinely on.
It is, and I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, all this talk for us to probably go and lose to Ipswich away. But it's definitely on. And I think I saw Ben Foster saying it's quite interesting. So getting Europe will either be Brentford, Brighton, Fulham, or Bournemouth. These are all teams that came up in recent years.
Yeah.
And you do think whichever team gets to Europe, we have a good shot at Europe, but it could also hinder how well we do in the league, which is very valid.
Yeah.
But obviously we need to invest well. But I think if we do get Europe, we have to want to get Europe. We can't just be safe and say we won't get Europe and we'll guarantee a better season next season in the league. I think we want to. Yeah. We just have to want to get Europe.
Yeah.
Because that could propel the club even further. And if you think we've been in the Premier League for 4 years now, 2 seasons ago we were 1 win off Europe. This season we could get Europe again.
Yeah.
It's the natural progression.
It is.
We're now cemented in the league. You've got to think there's a lot of teams that are worse than us now, so we should be good to stay up. It's just the natural progression now.
Yeah, it is, and saying that last season, for all our injuries and troubles, I would have never have thought we'd get to this stage this season.
Yeah,
and it is amazing, but as you said, it is the natural progression.
Yeah,
we are growing as a team, and I've noticed this certainly in the last 5 games since that Aston Villa game. I've noticed a shift in the players' mentality and everything.
It's just the Michael Cody effect.
Yeah, but also we're playing incredibly as a unit.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't done this to this extent before.
Yeah.
Every game we are playing our best football, every player's getting involved.
It's the Michael Cody effect, as I said. It's because we haven't had a right back for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And so, apart from Matroslev.
But also, thinking about it before, when we were playing with Tony, we were playing always through Tony.
Yeah.
And he was sort of the main man, but now we don't have a main man. Our team is the main thing.
Exactly. And so, I don't know. I think that's all there really is to say.
Yeah.
Europe's on. Comedy Bees.
Comedy Bees.